Are you tired of feeling overlooked and underestimated? Hi, I'm Tammy North, the Introverted Executives Coach. If you're an introverted executive or you're ready to rise to senior leadership, but you're struggling to be seen as a high potential, this podcast is for you. I don't deserve this. I'm not good enough. I can't lose weight. I'm bad at time management. I'm always going to wear this size of jeans. If I succeed, people will judge me. I don't do well with technology. If I apply, they might think I'm out of my league. I'm going to be single forever. I'm too shy and introverted to be seen as a leader. I am unlovable. I'm not good at taking tests. I'll always be seen as a failure. I could never survive outside of this relationship. I've ruined my whole life. I'm just a messy person. As you hear that list, what thoughts came to mind for you? Those are all limiting beliefs. Some of them came from my clients, and a few of those limiting beliefs I used to think about myself. For example, I used to think that I was unlovable, all the way back to my abusive high school boyfriend through a string of relationships that ended for a multitude of reasons. Around the time I was 38 years old, I just gave up. I decided I was unlovable and I was spending too much time worrying about men and relationship drama, so I just stopped. I had developed a belief, one that was very powerful, that went something like this: God put me on this earth for a reason, and for that reason, it must be important that I'm single. This gave me enough energy and time to focus on what I was really supposed to be creating. I just kept with the thought that God meant for me to be single, and I decided to embrace that, and I just decided to go figure out what I was truly meant to do on this earth. I remember the day that idea first came to me. It was clear as a bell. I thought of all the other people in the world who made huge impacts, even though they were single, or maybe even because they were single. This belief didn't feel like it was limiting. In fact, at the time, it was quite the opposite. After 20 years of drama and heartbreak, it felt like peace to me. It felt like freedom. So from that point forward, and for the next 5 years, I just went on adventures. I had fun friends who did extreme sports, and I tried out some of that. And I also seriously focused on my career. And it was during this period that I also retired from the Navy and started my post-Navy career. I did things that my 30-year-old self would have never believed. I started to believe that I was braver and bolder than I knew I could be before, and I started to absolutely know that I could learn anything and become an expert at things that I had never even had the chance to try before. And in that way, it was an amazing time. I'm so thankful for the adventures and the new things I experienced in that time. It was so much fun. I probably met at least 1,000 people, and I'm not kidding. And I found out that other people in my everyday life who used to think that I was a very sweet single mom actually started to think that I was kind of a badass. And to me, I was just still who I am now, Tammy. Well, wouldn't you know it, that one of my really awesome Navy friends followed me on social media, and he kind of knew about all the adventures I was going on and about all the interesting sports competitions I was entering. And he came to see me for a work-related reason, and there I was with my hair in my Navy bun, looking all prim and proper. I was briefing somebody who was heading out to a ship, and he watched me for a while I was talking. And I found out later that that was the moment he fell. I was so busy not being in love with anybody that it took me so long to notice. In fact, it took me years. Eventually, I did notice, and after more than 5 years of never even being touched by a man who loved me, one evening, he took my hand outside of a coffee shop and everything changed. Yeah, I know, that kind of sounds like a Taylor Swift song, but that was the beginning. I had found my soulmate, and now he's my husband. It turns out that I am lovable, so I was wrong to think that I wasn't. I just needed to go live my life and figure out who I was and have adventures. And then when I least expected it, he just walked into my life. And it can be this way for you too. It can be this way for any belief that you have about yourself or your life that's not serving you. If you do the work to discover and change the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, you can speed up the path to living your best life. When you believe certain things, your brain focuses on that negative belief and you will find all kinds of evidence in your day-to-day world to prove that the belief you have is 100% true. However, if you do the work to change your thought, you will be amazed that you will also find evidence to prove that the new positive thought is also true. In so many cases, you may have been believing that thought for so long that it won't be easy to change. And that is exactly one thing a life coach can help you with. But if you do have deep-seated beliefs that feel like they've always been there, you don't even question them because to you, that's just how things are. You accepted that reality a long time ago. In your brain, this belief is just a stone cold fact. Well, let's examine that for a moment. What is a fact? The definition of fact in the dictionary says a fact is a statement that can be verified. It can be proven to be true or false through objective evidence. My master coach instructor, Brooke Castillo, describes a fact as something that everyone, like a jury, would agree is true. So if we use the fact lens to examine your beliefs, how many of the beliefs that you have held for most of your life are actually facts? And how many of them are just something that you think, but they might not be 100% true? So let's go back to a few of the examples from the beginning of the podcast. I can't lose weight. I'm bad at time management. I'm always going to wear this size of jeans. I'm too introverted to be seen as a leader. If a fact is a statement that can be verified, that can be proven to be true or false through objective evidence, is the statement, I can't lose weight, a cold hard fact? Or is it just a long-held belief that you've had? If you think, I'm bad at time management, or you think, nobody will ever see me as a leader because I'm too shy. If you think, well, I'm always late, I've tried and I can't change, is any of that true? Is it really a cold hard fact? If I asked 10 different people if it's possible for you to lose weight, or if it's possible that you could just be on time and maybe even master time management, it's very likely that most or even all 10 of them would agree that you could change. So if that's the case, then the only thing standing between you and your goal, whether it's a health goal, a time management goal, a career goal, or whatever your heart desires, is the limiting beliefs that you have decided to hold on to. Notice I say that you have decided to hold on to your beliefs, because if you believed something different deep in your soul, you would have already made the change. So take some time today and think about what you want to change in your life, and then think about what you truly believe about your ability to create that outcome for yourself. A good way to do this is to spend some time journaling, or just get a piece of paper and fill it up with all the thoughts you have about what you want and your thoughts about if you're capable to actually achieve that goal. There's going to be a few phrases that pop up when you do this, and some of them are going to be deep-seated beliefs that until I asked you to question them right now, you have just assumed they were actually true, that they were facts. Really look at the thoughts that you write down and ask yourself if every single person you know would agree that that phrase you wrote about yourself is 100% true. If they wouldn't, then the next step is to ask yourself, why do you choose to believe it? Ask yourself, is it possible to believe something new, something different, something exciting, something motivating, maybe even something life-changing? I heard something the other day, and maybe it's because I'm 50 years old, but because I have heard it before. But this time it really sank in for some reason. Life is not a dress rehearsal. This is the only one you get. So what are you going to do with it? If I apply, they will think I'm out of my league. I'm too shy to be seen as a leader. I'm not good at taking tests. I'll always be seen as a failure. I don't interview well. Those are some more career-focused versions of limiting beliefs that you may have had. Well, this is 2022. You have a dream. You're going to make a difference in this industry that you love. You know the way and you have the vision. And it's time to decide that you are no longer going to hold yourself back. You are no longer going to be your own obstacle. It is time to get out of your own way. Let my life be an example. There are so many things that my 20 or even 30-year-old self would have thought would never be possible in a million years. And somehow in just the last 10 years, just about every single dream I had for my life back then came true. Love, family, finances, career, a complete lack of drama, deep moments of joy, and love in ways I would have never dreamed possible. Today is the day that you can decide what your truth is and what you are truly capable of, and then step into your future knowing that you absolutely have the ability to create the future you have always wanted. You can connect with me at Introverted Executive on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you're ready for executive coaching to help you achieve your biggest career goals, subscribe to my weekly Rise and Shine newsletter. There, you'll find out when my program opens for new clients, and you'll also receive weekly tips and activities to continue to make a bigger impact in your own powerful way. You'll find all the information and links down in the show notes. See you next week.